Hey, welcome to Patterson Van Weldon Power Hour. I'm your friendly neighborhood host, Todd Patterson. You'll notice, by the way, we dropped all the other name stuff. We have a name now, trademarked. I think we'll split the royalties, Brent.
All right.
Unless at some point we get royalties, then we'll renegotiate. Seem reasonable?
Yep, that sounds good. I'm not going to be around much longer for this, so you're going to have to change the name next year.
Yeah, I hadn't really thought about that. All right. Well, we'll come what may. We'll deal with one little step at a time here. Right. So, how you doing? I'm joined in the studio by Brent Van Weldon, and my name, of course, is Todd Patterson. So, Mr. Van Weldon, what do we have in the world of Washington Demon activities?
Well, we got through prom.
Yes,
without a hitch. That was awesome. The kids did great. Rained a little bit between the Grand March and the
just as my son was walking from his car into the building, he was soaked.
It was pouring down.
It was
rain,
pouring. Yeah, cats and dogs.
Yeah, but the kids had fun. We had a good showing at the dance. The junior parents seemed to have the after prom under control. So I heard that the kids had a lot to do, and they ended it with the what do you call that person that puts people to sleep? What is
the hypnotist?
Hypnotist, yes. They ended with that.
There were some funny ones last year. I was actually a junior parent last year, so I got to watch it.
I haven't heard any stories. I heard there was a couple people. Maybe Nate Edmonds was in the audience and he was hypnotized.
So hypnotized sitting in the audience. Ethan couldn't get hypnotized. He said he wasn't able to do it this year or last year. So I don't know. If did you not get as good a one, or
I don't know.
I just look, general rule of thumb. Don't skimp on the hypnotist, right?
Yeah.
You got to pay them. That's what the rule of thumb is.
That's like at 1:30, 2 o'clock at night, and I'm no longer there.
You don't care. You're in your own.
I'm home.
You're in your own hypnotized land. All right. Okay.
So.
Well, I'm glad. It's always good to get through the proms safely. I think I've had about 10 of them, and every time I'm like just relieved when they go off without a hitch, and the kids are usually home by 5 or 6 in the morning.
Yeah. Prom is kind of, it's a big deal.
Uh-huh.
But once you get past prom, it seems like the end of the year is pretty close, and the anxiety starts setting in because you got a million things to get done. But once you get past prom, that's like the big last thing.
Yeah.
For the school year. So we're past it. So that's good
for baseball.
We have baseball coming up. In fact, we just met with the architect, and we're talking about the fence in right field. And
I saw it's been moved. The fence
it's been moved. It's 265 feet now. So now we got to get the big net put up. So hopefully that happens soon.
And did you guys come up with a name for that? Big black net is what we love.
It's just the big net.
I don't love it, but I don't want to try to get a name. We couldn't get a name for this show for quite a while. So
and it's going to get moved anyway.
They have to move that big light pole.
That when I came out here, that thing was dangling in the air.
Oh, you're kidding me!
They have it out of the ground. I think they're getting ready to put it back in.
Oh,
yeah. I'm like, wow.
They had to move the foul pole. Then I assume too. Everything looked like
that hasn't been moved yet.
I tell you what, I think I could get one out at 265.
I'm sure you, as athletic as you are, there's no doubt.
Well, you didn't need to add that, but I do appreciate it.
No, I'm sure you can. I bet I couldn't.
Quigley's seen me play. So what do you think? By the way, I should add we are joined in the studio today also by the head coach of the girls soccer team, Mason Quigley, and two of his stud players, Lindsay Diaz and Nicole Turrios. Right? I did my best. Turrios? Sorry.
Yeah. Close? Yes.
Oh, not bad. All right. So let's talk.
All right.
Let's talk about the next.
We've had a good week of athletics again. I'm not going to mention too much about girls soccer, obviously, but they did win. They're now 6-1. They beat Keokuk at home the other night and play at Burlington tomorrow. So. And that is the last game of the. So we play each team in conference twice. So Burlington's the last team, and then we start the rotation over again. But so they're 6-1, and boys beat Keokuk the other night 7-0. So they're 5-1, and obviously they play Burlington as well tomorrow. So things are going well on the soccer front. The golf teams still doing extremely well. Both still undefeated in conference. The girls probably have maybe their first tester tomorrow. They go to Oskaloosa and play at Edmondson Golf Course. So that'll be an 18-hole tournament. I don't know if they've played in one of those yet, so that'll be a good test for them. And the boys, they don't play till next week Monday. So both those teams are doing really well. And then of course track, they both ran at Mount Pleasant last night. I think both teams placed third.
No, it was very cold.
Yeah, it's we're supposed to host a track meet tomorrow night, girls home meet. Hopefully the rain holds off so we're able to do that. But the sporting world is going really well in Washington right now. We're really, really happy with the way our spring sports are performing. So
it's great. All right. Anything else?
Spring Play Cinderella is coming up this weekend. Friday and Saturday at 7:30 and Sunday at 2:30. So should be a lot of fun. Bailey Reese is playing Cinderella. Kevin Flannery is Prince Charming.
Oh, that's not a stretch for him.
Molly Klinsman is the Wicked Stepmother. I think that'd probably be a fun one to play.
Yeah.
But
I usually just play nervous men.
Yeah. Well, the fairy godmother is Rita Dew.
Okay, Rita.
Yeah, these names should sound familiar. Those students are in a lot of plays.
Yeah.
Charlotte, the sister, is played by none other than Charlotte Windmill.
Oh, there you go.
Charlotte is playing Charlotte. And Gabrielle is played by McKenna Morgan. And to top it off, Grace Voss was helping we get all those names, so she's running the lights. So I thought I'd give her a shout out that she's running the lights for the play this weekend.
So remind me, the director is?
Brett Pearson.
Brett.
Yeah.
All right.
So they're all ready to roll, and I suppose they have dress rehearsal tonight or tomorrow, and then start on Friday. So
the last play he did was pretty heavy, as I recall.
Yeah.
Radium Girls.
Yeah.
This is just a regular Cinderella. It's not like Cinderella horror show or anything like that.
No, we're going to have a choir, a chorus, and we're going to have an orchestra pit and everything.
Very nice.
We took the first 2 rows of seats out of the auditorium to fit the orchestra down there. So
that's awesome.
It's a big deal. It's going to be fun.
Hughes conducting that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Is the pit all students then too?
Most of them are students. There are a few other players that we've brought in to fill in with instruments we thought we needed, but for the most part, it'd be students.
Oh, very cool.
Yep.
Right.
And the last thing I have is the football schedule for next week.
Next year. Finally came out. Homecoming is September 29th. So put that on your calendar. September 29th is homecoming. We play none other than the Mighty Panthers of Mount Pleasant. So brutal.
Yeah, so that'll be fun for the kids. And we play Oskaloosa, Burlington, and Fairfield, and Grinnell. I guess those are our non-district games, and then the district games we already knew. But
with Assumption starting that, right? I think.
Let's see, Grinnell. Then we go to Keokuk, Mount Pleasant, Assumption, Mount Vernon, and Fort Madison. So Assumption's week 7.
Okay.
So
all right.
Yeah. So again, everything's going well, and good luck to the break a leg to the cast this weekend, right?
Not literally, but yes.
Right.
Yes. Good luck, Brett.
So
I'm sure he's not watching, but
he might watch later. You never know.
I'm pretty sure. All right. Well, thank you, Mr. Van Welden.
Yep.
We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll be joined by Mason Quigley and 2 of his awesome soccer players.
Since 1905, Kelowna Cooperative Technology Company has helped our community stay connected with the latest advancements in clear, dependable telecommunications services. KCTC provides rural Iowans with access to high-speed fiber internet, as well as phone, television, computer repair, and cybersecurity solutions. We're also proud supporters of local organizations and area schools within the community. KCTC, keeping Kelowna connected.
Federation Bank is a locally owned bank providing award-winning customer service. We believe that we are more than just a federation of banks, but a federation of communities, serving Brighton, Richland, Wellman, and Washington, Iowa. Federation Bank's highly skilled staff is here to make sure you are able to accomplish your personal and professional goals. whatever they may be. Federation Bank, your family bank.
At the Capper Auto Group, we put our customers' needs first and understand that everyone is as different as the vehicle they select. We offer new Ford, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, and Ram vehicles in a friendly environment that puts you in the driver's seat. When it comes to service, we maintain factory-trained technicians and competitive pricing. The Capper Auto Group still believes that service after the sale provides the best customer experience. Come see the Capper experience for yourself.
Tammy takes the time and has the personal interest in each one of us. I don't worry about what's going to happen because I know my policy is taken care of.
She pulls what I need and puts it together, which is the program I get from her.
Every year she calls around September or so and says, there's changes again, and I'm going to do the best thing for you. It's been perfect. She does a great job.
Welcome back to the Patterson Van Weldon Power Hour. I'm your host, Todd Patterson. I'm now joined in studio by the one and only Mason Quigley. How are you doing, Mr. Quigley?
Doing well.
Yeah, thanks for being here today. You want to introduce your players that you brought with us today?
Totally. We've got Lindsay Diaz over here. She's been a big defender for us this year and big leader. She's kind of taken that role. And then Nicole, same. We've kind of worked her around to a new position this year and started off where I don't know if we liked it too much, but she's kind of grown into it. And
still don't like it, huh?
Not really.
You're going to have to do that. Sorry, kid.
so, yeah.
All right. So tell us a little bit about, according to Mr. Van Weldon's report, you guys are having a really good start to the season. So tell me a little bit about how things are going and, what you're kind of doing and where's your strengths and things like that.
Oh, yeah. I think we've started off well this season. I mean, like we said before, 6-1. We got a lot of girls out. Like, we've got a roster of 35 girls, and I don't think Washington Girls Soccer has even seen that number before. And so then it's been awesome. Kind of working around, managing that crew, seeing what we can do, and we finally now can scrimmage at practice. Before it was all just like, here we've got 7 offensive players versus 8 defensive players or 4 defensive players, move them around, and then bring in some subs. But now it's like, hey, we've got enough to scrimmage and then also add in girls to give breaks and everything there. And so we've been working around that. And
do you have JV?
We
team
do.
Then too,
we do.
So you get to play every time the varsity plays, or is it a separate kind of schedule? Or
it's all about the other team, right? The other team's got enough, and that's kind of the tough part to find is, does the other team have 25 players to have a JV team? I mean, we've got enough where we could share some, but you don't really want to do that.
Play against yourself, yeah.
Right, but no, we got a lot of girls that they bring the energy every day. And it's awesome to see how excited they are each day and how we work around that positive energy and keep them moving.
So other than, that sort of high energy and the good numbers you have, like what are the strengths of your team? Like when I talked to the boys team, they were kind of speed focused, it seemed like, and played a lot of, really strong defense, which I guess is soccer. Right. A lot of good defense typically.
Yeah, I mean, Lindsay, she controls our defensive crew, and so she's been awesome with that. And she's got a lot of work on her hands at times. She's got a lot of young girls with her that she's kind of working with and making sure that they understand what the scheme we're trying to run there. But I think we're well balanced, really. We've got some speed up top. Audrey Anderson, she's kind of fast for us. We try to get her the ball out in space and let her run, but we're a young team. We like to move the ball around. I think we've got like 7 different goal scorers on the year, and so out of, I think I looked at the stats the other day, it was like 19 total goals, and we got 7 different goal scorers. So we can attack in many different ways.
So what kind of scheme do you play? Speaking of schemes, I'm gonna flex my soccer knowledge now here a little bit.
Well, we run a 4-3-3. So you got 4 defenders in the back.
Just
making sure, Todd.
Well, technically you have 1 in the way back.
Well, that's the goal.
1-4-3-3.
So we've actually had Allie Medley, who's been a freshman for us, and she's had some big games for us. Mount Pleasant, our first conference game, she came up clutch and we went into penalty kicks there, and she made some 3 out of the 4 saves, and so she won that one for us. And then we turn around and play Fort Madison that following Thursday, or no, it was Monday. Played a Monday, and she had 15 saves that night too. So she's been playing some big minutes for us and doing well there. And so we got the 4 in the back, and Lindsay kind of manages that, and then the 3 kind of make a little triangle in that middle. And Nicole plays that center defensive mid for us, and so she kind of.
So is it back towards the defenders or forward?
Yep, right in front of the defenders, and so kind of like putting her there so that she and Lindsay can work together and kind of chat it up out there and work on that leaderships with that senior role type deal.
Do you guys typically switch that up much during the games?
Not really. Kind of depends on how well we're doing in that game. Like here, just against Keokuk, we allowed Lindsay to go up a little bit because she's been wanting to see the offensive side for a little bit. Yeah. So, but yeah, we kind of like to have her in that back to help control. That way the other teams don't get up in there. And then you got the 2 center attacking mids in front of Nicole. And so that's another freshman, Angeline Anderson, so sister to Audrey. We got a lot of sisters. Yeah. A lot. And then Giselle Marcelino. And then we finished with the 3, and there's 2 wings out top or outside, and then Audrey kind of sits up top, and those wings go up and down the field. And so we get a lot of rotations in our outsides because we ask them to do a lot of just running up and down the field, and so that way we can get that ball moving, and that's the big focus that we've been working on these past few days is just moving the ball. That way we don't have one person taking on 5 defenders or 3 defenders. So,
all right. Well, I'm going to take a quick break, and when we come back, I'm going to talk to Lindsay and Nicole, and we're going to see all about them. Hopefully, they're not nervous. It's making me nervous, to be quite honest with you. So
Hospice isn't a place, it's a type of care that focuses on living. Servicing a 7-county area, the Hospice of Washington County staff of nurses, social work, hospice aides, spiritual and grief support, volunteers, music and massage therapists are able to provide free end-of-life care where the patient lives. We write wills, give consent for organ donation, but rarely is there a plan for what we would want the final phase of our lives. At Hospice of Washington County, we encourage our patients to be in charge of their healthcare decisions while maintaining quality of life.
Family owned and operated by Andy and Sarah Ross. Ross Auto has been your vehicle repair and maintenance headquarters since 1935. We specialize in all makes of cars and light-duty trucks. With our variety of available services, let us help you keep rolling and your vehicle operating efficiently. Services include general auto repair, alignments, brakes, fuel injection, and more. Schedule your appointment today at 319-653-5656. That's 319-653-5656.
All right, and now we're done with we're back. We're done with Mason Quigley. No one want to hear from him anyhow. And I just like to say, Jay Quigley, I know what I'm talking about when it comes to soccer. So, however you want to deal with that, I'll see you sometime soon and we can discuss. So we're joined by Lindsay Diaz and Nicole Torrijos. Torrijos? Come on. Torrijos. All right, that's not the greatest. So, Lindsay, your coach talked a little bit about, so I assume you're a center back. All right, why don't you tell us what year you are, the role that you have on the team, how long you've been playing soccer, that kind of stuff. Who have you played for in the past?
I'm in 12th grade, so I'm a senior. I've been playing since I was 7 years old. So I first started off with Sid.
Yeah.
And then, I guess it, I don't know what happened, but, I guess it disbanded. And then that's, I'd say a year later, WASP came together. And then I was coached by Sally Hart and then Heather Perez.
So both of whom know. So they know soccer well. So center back, what's your role?
Yeah. So my role as a center back, I'd say, just clear the ball away from the middle. Don't let the forwards come down the middle and then score. And then just protect my goalie.
So who's your other center back?
Izzy Murphy.
Izzy Murphy?
Yeah.
And we already said Ali
Medley.
Medley is your goalie. So how many goals have you guys given up? Not very many, clearly. You've only lost one game, right? So
2 against Mount Pleasant.
Yeah.
I think it's like max of 4 to 5 in the year.
wow, that's pretty impressive. So you guys are pretty studly, would you say?
I would say, yeah.
All right. So Lindsay, do you do any other activities?
No.
Okay. How about any plans for next year? Do you have any plans for next year?
I plan to go to Indian Hills in Ottumwa and then major in radiologic technician.
Oh, then you come back and talk to me. Probably end up rotating at my hospital. We have a really good relationship with Indian Hills. Are you going to play soccer there?
No.
No? All right. Well, still, think about the rad tech stuff. That's a great program. All right, Nicole, don't be nervous. All right?
Okay.
Tell me, so first tell me, what do you and Lindsay talk about when you guys are communicating about defensive stuff?
Okay. Well, she screams at me. And then we don't really talk. We don't.
You just know what to do.
Yes, we do know to. Like, I look at her, she looks at me, and
Just a look and then.
yeah, that's how we play.
Communication.
Lindsay gives a look.
Yeah,
Telepathy?
she gives you like
You just use mental strength. Okay. Sorry. So what year are you? And what
I'm a
is your
senior.
position called?
center defensive midfielder.
Center defensive midfielder. That rules.
I think so.
Right off the tongue, doesn't it? So I'm sorry. You said you were a senior.
Yes.
Okay. So how long have you been playing soccer?
It depends. 'Cause I was playing since I was a little girl,
Uh-huh.
but then I stopped. I was like, no, not for me.
Uh-huh.
But then I started playing 8th grade year.
And then you liked it again.
Not really. But then
Sounds like you have a real passion for
well,
it.
my sister made me do soccer,
Yeah.
and I would cry. I actually would cry every day because I hated it, you know. But then I enjoyed it freshman year.
Yeah. And now you like it a lot?
Sometimes.
Your coach is here,
Sometimes.
so what don't you like?
Running. I do not like running.
Is there a lot of that in soccer?
Not really. Not really. Just like 90 minutes. It's fine.
Okay, so any other activities you're involved in, sports or
No.
clubs or anything like that?
No.
Okay. Any plans for next year at this point?
Gonna go to college.
Yeah. Do you know which one yet?
St. Ambrose.
St. Ambrose? That's over in Davenport.
I know.
Yeah. Well, I figured you would. That's where I'm from. You know, when I was growing up there, had a St. Ambrose statue and had his hand out like that, and people used to give it high fives all the time. I don't know if it's still around there, but somebody knocked it over one time, giving it a high five.
Oh.
Is that you?
It was not me. I didn't even know the guy or lady. So what are you planning to study there?
I want to be an MRI tech.
This is perfect. We got jobs for you guys.
Oh.
You just have to come back to Washington. All right. So tell me about your best game this year. Your personal best game.
Personally,
Yeah.
I'd say Keokuk
And what made it so special?
because I was finally able to go up and play.
He wouldn't let you go up before?
No, he would, but like since we were doing so good against Keokuk, I just finally got moved
You
up.
just decide to go up and
No, they switched. They
Oh,
like switched us
got ya.
up and put Nicole forward, and then I took over her spot.
center defensive midfield back.
There it is.
So center back's probably kind of hard to score goals and things like that. So do you have any goal? Just curious. Do you have any goals?
A PK in Fairfield,
Uh-huh.
or in when we were versing Mount Pleasant home game, I made my PK there.
Nice.
So
How about assists? Kind of hard to get assists from center back too, isn't it?
I think I've had like 2,
Yeah?
maybe. But
That's
about
tough. How about clean sheets? That's maybe So why do you like that pull, Quig?
That was a good one.
Shutouts.
You said clean sheets?
I did say clean sheet.
I don't know what clean sheets
That's a shutout.
That's what
We're here. I'm getting questioned on my soccer knowledge. These are soccer, huh?
They come out and they play.
They don't worry about the.
They just know the scheme. We ready to go.
Well, I
play
can't.
that game.
I can't play. I'm old and chubby-ish. I can't run for 90 minutes. I can tell you that.
No, these two came up big time for us against Fairfield. We won that game 3-0, and without their PKs, it's only 1-0. So, I had them both walk up there, and I knew what they were going to do, and they put it back in the net.
So we won't tell anybody. We won't show this outside of Washington. But like, where's your special go-to for PKs?
I don't know. I just place the ball down in the middle. I make sure like the label on the ball is facing me, and then I try to hit it.
Try to hit the label of the ball.
Yeah.
You do the thing where you run up fast and then you go slow.
I'm
and
not
then you go
allowed
fast.
to do that.
Oh, you are?
No.
Is it your coach?
No, it's like in the rules.
You can't do that?
Mm-mm.
Come on.
Otherwise, I would have. But
so when you score your PK, I asked this of the boys too. What do? Do you like? Because I always want people to run and then do the slide thing, like that. Or do you do that?
No, I don't do any of that.
We just get right back to work.
Just go kick. They just kick off then.
Yep, just a couple high fives and that's it.
All right.
We score and hope to score again.
You act like you've been there before, right? That's what. No, whatever. So Nicole, what's your best game this year?
I think Mount Pleasant.
Mount Pleasant, and what makes it so good?
It was a tough game. It was very tough.
Yeah, and you fought through it.
Yes, I did. It was just very interesting. We played as a team.
Uh huh.
It was so good. I love my team. They're amazing.
You just don't like running. Like, would you run to them if you saw them over there? Would you run at them, or would you just walk fast? Maybe.
I'll just walk fast.
Walk fast.
And it was just fun,
So, I never scored a goal in the 1 year I played soccer, so I don't know what it feels like. I assume you got a PK. You have other goals then too?
Yes. What was it?
Monday. Scored Monday.
It was Monday.
Monday.
I was so sad. It was 10 minutes left, and I was like, I'm not going to score. And then me and Giselle did like a really good play.
Like a give and go type thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was amazing. And then I just scored.
Yeah. Did you bend one?
No, she passed it to me, and then I just shot it.
Do you know how to do that?
Yeah, a little bit. Not really. I'm learning.
That's amazing that they can do that. All right. So we talked about future plans. There's something else I was going to ask. Oh, yeah. So what is your goal for this season?
My goal?
Well, your goal, your team's goal.
I have a lot of goals, to be honest, for this season.
All right.
I want to try we want to try and win conference.
Okay, that's a great goal.
Learn about different positions. I want to play up as a forward, couple games, Quigley. And Lindsay can play my spot for a couple minutes. And then she can go up and I'll go back down.
I think you should score a goal either with a header or a bicycle kick. I think that should be the goal.
Ooh.
I like the header idea.
You don't like the bicycle kick idea?
No, not really.
Because you don't like to jump and
No.
flip backwards?
No. I'll break a hand and that's it for me.
Well, you don't mind a header.
No.
Okay.
It hurts though. It hurts so bad. I've done a couple and then I stay there for like 5 seconds, like staring. I don't know where.
Those little birds.
Yeah.
Finding those birds, those stars, yeah.
It hurts.
All right, well, that's, those are a couple of thoughts. You don't have to take me up on them. Just suggestions. Any other goals? About state.
Ooh, probably. Never thought about it, but yes.
That'd be a great
I want
goal.
to at least score 5 goals.
Okay.
The whole season.
That's fantastic. What is your goal? Like, she doesn't do anything. But what are you doing? Like, what do you jump up, hit the goalpost? Like, you come and kick the ball back in the, it comes out and you kick it back in and run around, anything like that?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't think so.
That's probably classy, I guess. How about you, Lindsay? What goals do you have for this season?
I'm thinking about doing a bicycle kick if I had the chance. But
Sorry, Mason. You're gonna have people out there trying bicycle kicks all over from center back.
Yeah. Of all of them, I think Lindsay would be the one that could get that goal accomplished for you.
Yeah, hopefully it's not an own goal. Right, that would be the danger of the bicycle. If you kick that baby right into your own goal. All right, well, you guys have anything else to add? No, you did a great job.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
You guys are crushing it this season. I look forward to catching a game if it's not too cold. See if you're able to run. See if you get a bicycle kick in the, defending third. The 18-yard line.
Hey, there we go. There we go.
Not terrible. Anyway, I want to thanks Mason for being here. Lindsay, Nicole, thank you guys for being here. I wish you the best of luck with your season, and I hope you win state. How about that?
For sure.
All right. For Brett Van Welden, Nick Steffens, I'm your host, Todd Patterson. We'll see you next week.